Greetings and welcome to Pinball Help. Mike here. First, I'd like to propose a toast. A toast. Cheers. Because we've got this game working. Yay! The Trident is basically restored and almost fully operational. There's a few little things here and there, like one of the displays is out and a digit on another display is off. And there's one or two light bulb sockets that need to be replaced, but the game is functionally, it's working. It's great. Everything is working for the most part, and I'm really excited to show it off because this is not just a regular Trident. This is what I'm going to call the BSOS Trident. It's a non-destructive mod to a Stern Trident that can play the original game, but it can also play a special version of the game that's been modified. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you all that's underneath the hood of this thing in just a second, so you'll be able to check it out. So if you've been following this series, then you know this game came to me. It was all in pieces. It looked pretty bad. I managed to clean it up nicely. We've rebuilt the drop targets. We rebuilt the power supply, fixed various other issues, and I've put LEDs in it. And let me show you what I've done in the back box. Oh, that's some good wine. Okay, let's open up this back box here and take a peek inside and see what we got. There we go. Voila, it's a little messy. I'm gonna mount this stuff a little bit better. But what you see right here is a special modification to the MPU board. I've thrown in a Alltech driver board. I've got the other one I'm going to be repairing, but this will work in here and for now, so it's all nice and done. So let's take a look at this. It's basically a stock game with some minor little modifications. So what you see right here is you see this daughter board that's piggybacked onto the J5 connector on the Stern MPU board. That would normally go to the SB200 soundboard, which is over there to the left, and I can actually hook that up into it, and I'm just waiting for one or two capacitors to come in to rebuild that board. So but that's not needed for what I'm going to demo to you right now. But that little board there is basically a little daughter board that has an Arduino Nano on it. And then you'll see there's some wires and there's a little red board off to the side. That little red board is a board called the Wave Trigger. You can get it from Adafruit. The little daughter board that the Arduino is mounted on is a custom board that's been done by a guy named Roy G. Bev on Pinside. He sells the board as a kit for like $25 minus the Arduino. So you're looking at about 25 bucks for the board, $10 for the Arduino, and then if you want to get the Wave Trigger, that's another 50 bucks, and then you want to add a little SD card. But basically, for well under $100, you've got yourself a completely new rethemed machine. It's pretty amazing. Now, this is a new system. It's a new technology that a bunch of hobbyists have been working on. The system was designed by a guy named Dick Hamill, and basically he was somebody said he likes programming for the Arduino, and somebody said, he suggested maybe an Arduino could control a pinball machine, and people in the community said, no, it can't do it, it's not fast enough, it's not powerful enough, can't be done. And he's like, oh yeah, well, I'm going to try. And he did it, and it does work. He has a little Arduino microcontroller that is jacked into the MPU board, and parts of the MPU board are still working, but the Arduino is now basically taken over all the interrupts, taken over the switch matrix, taken over the lamp matrix, taken over the solenoid system, and the scores and everything. So now everything is being controlled by the Arduino Nano on the daughter board. What this also means is that he piggybacked another sound card onto this, that you can load sounds onto a little micro SD card and you can have your own sound. So now, since the Arduino controls the rule set and all of the switches and the coils, you can redo the game rules, and with the sound card you can actually add higher quality stereo CD quality sound to it. So what I've done is I've got this all hooked up, and you'll look up on the top, you'll see there's some speakers. These are just computer speakers up there that I got from the thrift store, and they're plugged into a outlet that's switched, and I did a video about that, where how you can add a switched electrical outlet. There's a little basically extension cord. It runs down, and it's tied into the AC on the tap on the transformer, so when you flip the switch on, it all comes on. So this is basically our system. I'm going to tie it all in. You know, I'm still testing it, but I'm going to tie it all in and make it look pretty when I'm done. But there's what you've got. It's a cheap little solution, and then the software is all open source and freely available. And basically, this technology, you can basically rewrite any early Stern or Bally solid state game. This is designed for the Bally 1835s, and with which there's just tons of them. And they're my favorite architecture of machines. And you know, Stern was based off the Bally design, so they're all basically interchangeable. So there's a lot of games that this system can apply to, and I expect that we're going to start seeing a lot of new custom code mods for these different games. This is the very first one. This is a Stern Trident. That's what Dick owned, and that's what he used as his test bed. And so I was really excited when I heard that he had this system out. I said, hey, I want to work with you. I want to help you out. So me and him have been talking, and I've been kind of doing whatever I can to help him. And I also am going to be doing my own coding and I've got a whole bunch of these games, so expect to see a bunch of these versions that I'm going to do with my own code to retheme games like Hot Dog and Future Spa. I really want to get my hands on Spectrum and rewrite that rule set too. So we're going to show off Trident, the specially modified version of Trident. So first, let me shut everything up and get this game going. Now this is the full version with the background music and everything, and I'm kind of concerned because there's a possibility that at least one of these background songs, which is the theme from Jaws, might actually trigger some of Facebook's, copyright thing. So I might have to turn the sound down at some point, but we'll see. I'm going to show off the game. So let's just basically flip it on and see what happens, shall we? Should I put the back glass in so it kind of looks cool? Yeah, let me do that. All right, look at that. Quite an interesting, back glass anyway, right? Okay, let's turn the game on and let's see what happens. And watch how fast this thing boots up, too. This is pretty cool. By the way, this is a non-destructive mod. So there's a little jumper on the board, or you can make it into a switch, where you flip the switch one way and it boots up the original game. It's completely like the original. Or it boots up the alternate. I've got the jumper in there to boot up the alternate. So let's take a look at the Bally Stern OS, which I call BSOS, modified Stern Trident. Right. So we are right off the bat. We've got sound. We've got it talking. All kinds of cool stuff. And let's start a quick game just so you can get a feel for the different sounds. And I'm going to do a fancier video with an overhead camera, multiple cameras and all that. But I just want to show off this game and show that it is working. So we've got all the LEDs. There's a skill shot now. There's a ball save on this game. Let me move this thing out of the way and I'll play a little bit of it and just show it off. And you get to hear the sound effects and everything too. So let's plunge the ball. Now I've got the glass on, so off, so it's a little noisy. So these games didn't have a ball save. Look what's happened. See the shoot against lights. See, there's a ball save now. You also have the skill shot. There's a bunch of cool features in this game. Oh! All right. So I'm going to go over in another video the different rules, but let's put the ball in play, hit a bunch of things so you can hear some of the sound effects, and let's try to get one of the modes going because this game has some interesting modes. So you've got neat sound effects, huh? Targets. And of course, that's that computer-controlled target bank, so you can drop any of the targets. you'll notice these things are blinking. This is how you qualify some of the modes. So if you send the ball up, and now it's telling you once this shot over here, since this is lit, so we send the ball up there. And back again. Okay, so now we've got a mode qualified. You'll see that the top saucer is all blinking. So when you once you qualify a mode, you get the ball up here, it starts a mode.
Explore the depths starts.
So what's cool is this: look up at the display, and you can see it's got a countdown timer, 27, 26 seconds, and so I'm hitting targets. 224, 234, so it's 10,000 points for every target I hit during this. And there's a timed mode where it's timing it out. Is that pretty neat? Ignore the four-player display, but it's even the timer is literally counting down. And then once it's done, the mode will end. And there you go. You've done that mode. Now the rule set's a little bit more elaborate than that, but you get the idea of what I'm talking about. And so you've got great sound. If I put a subwoofer onto this, you know, it would kick butt too. And okay, so now I've qualified another mode called Sharpshooter. This is pretty cool. Watch this. If I get the ball up in here.
Sharpshooter starts.
So this mode starts, and look at the drop target, okay? It floats. Position 4, and if you don't hit it, it moves to position 5. It actually kind of, so that's your, you got a certain amount of time to hit it, and if you don't, it drops it and resets everything. Is that clever? That's just an interesting, creative way of using the drop targets like it is some kind of special mode. And you see, again, there's a countdown timer up here for the time left up in the mode and everything. And then when it ends, that's the end of that mode. Now, apparently, you can also stack these modes on top of each other. And I would assume that if you do stack the modes, maybe it gives you even more points, kind of like the way Bram Stoker's Dracula does, where if you have two multi-balls on top of each other, the jackpot shots are that much more. Again, I don't know. And in the instructions right now, there's no details on the scoring. So, you know, that's something that I'll have to look at, actually maybe look at the code, but you can expect that there's going to be instruction cards written up for this and all that. This is fairly new, but it's pretty neat new technology, and you can add all kinds of your own sounds, music. That audio board in there can do 8-track polyphony, so you can have 4 stereo tracks running simultaneously, which is pretty neat. And I'm going to drain this before that Jaws theme starts happening, and I get the audio cut off on this. So a nice little match screen, pretty cool. You know, it's just, and of course the game also has all the diagnostics are rewritten too. So when we hit this, we've got diagnostics in the game, and we can do the display test. You know, I think there's actually some improvements to the way the diagnostics are done. It's pretty cool. So there you have it. A restored Trident that has also been modified with a completely different new rule set. If you want to find out more about this, visit PinballHelp.com. I'll have complete links to everything. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put links in the description too. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, YouTube/PinballHelp, all one word. It really helps. I don't run a Patreon or anything like that. So basically, if I get more subscribers, it's much appreciated. If you want to help out the channel, you can go to PinballHelp.com. You can find out more about everything that we're doing and all of this. And until next time, thanks for watching.